All right, guys, here we go. Here's my first demo on how to do drawing. Today we're going to be demoing how to draw buff guys because everybody likes buff guys. Don't believe me? Go watch a Marvel movie. And the tech that we're demoing today, a pen. Here we go. All right, so first step for drawing a buff dude. I don't know. Let's see. Try to draw some circles. Got to get this pen warmed up because I haven't drawn in I don't know how long. So here, for some reason, I'm trying to establish the jawline inside of the character for some reason. And then here's a construction line just for the nose. I think it's a good idea. Like, I've had teachers tell me that that's not a good idea, but honestly, it's a pretty good idea. Anything that you can use to break the way that your mind works in terms of, uh, you know what I mean? Anything that you can use to break the way that your mind works is something that you should be using. So, for example, had I not done these construction lines, a lot of times what people will do is if they want to, have this head like this, what they'll do instead is they'll almost get the head in position and then they'll make the eyes, like this, and then they'll kind of end up making something awkward because that's how our brain is wired. It makes everything horizontal, and it's something that you got to tweak in order to kind of just to be make it or to be happy with what you're doing. This dude's lats are ridiculous. I don't know how he got those lats or where they're inserting into, but we're gonna make it happen. Now for abdominals, it's usually a good idea to not make them even. When you make them even, that's kind of a dead giveaway for, that the abdominals are fake. And I don't know what's going on with bodybuilders these days, but some of them seem like might have gotten some surgery to get their abs to kind of fill out and stuff like that. I don't know, because like they don't look, that they're even or they're like perfectly symmetric, which generally if you have real abdominals, they're not even and they're not symmetric. So anyways, yeah, so I'll just put this one up a little higher and I'll put that one maybe down a little bit lower. All right, and then usually from here, there's this kind of like intercostal muscle that is really hard to illustrate, and I'm not the greatest at it, but definitely try to look at your anatomy. There's kind of this curve that comes in like this, and then I believe this might be actually like a lat muscle insertion or connection in here for the intercostals, or maybe, you know what, this piece here is probably most likely the lat. These muscles might connect into here some here, but the connection point is on the inside of your arm, and the bigger this gets, the more it poofs out your arm because there's no space for it to sit. As this gets bigger, this pushes out in this direction. And then here we have like a little bit of here we kind of get this little thing here. I don't know specifically, I might not have this quite right. Yeah, so at least when I'm looking, I think it'd be more like in here or something like that. Anyways, I'm gonna have to brush up on my, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so there's this weird thing here. Devin Larratt, you can see it. He has I believe this is a pronator. It's for rotating your arm like this. And Devin Larratt's pronator is huge. And I think the reason he does that is, which I did a terrible job illustrating it. Maybe next time we'll get a better one because we're working in pen today. Anyways, but yeah, Devin Larratt has this particular muscle extremely defined. You will not find better reference for that pronator than Devin Larratt. And then here's the bicep, and then, I don't know, I'll just kind of curve it down or something like that. Somehow it merges into here. And then this tricep section's a little bit high, so we probably need to calm that down. And his elbow's behind him, so I don't know. This is a little bit of a wash, but whatever. We'll see what happens. It's not like everyone who looks at your drawings is going to be an anatomical expert. Keep in mind, I do not have reference out. Okay, then here's my second attempt at the pronator and how it kind of connects into here. And then there's this bone, I'm pretty sure, coming through here. And then there's, this wad of muscle here is kind of what goes into the back. And I believe it's this wad, and it allows you to do this. And last time I checked, bodybuilders, this thing is going to be freaking massive. Anyway, so then here I go in here. I definitely should have had reference for this, but I didn't. So Boris Villeggio would probably be mad at me. Same with Frank Frazetta. Okay, and then now maybe I'll put like a little more detail in the center of the pectoral line. I'll bring this down. And you know, he's trying to look good. So let's bring in the rest of the neck here. This piece might come in. Okay, and then for the pectoral region, I believe that there's a pectoral portion that kind of comes in towards the top here. Which kind of, you know, where you can see it the most is on surfers. Surfers seem to have this kind of thing the most defined. It looks really cool if you can get it. I'm assuming you'd have to do some type of sorry, give me a second, surfing type exercise, like up and over type thing in order to kind of achieve this kind of cool muscle. There's another guy who had it, Arnold Schwarzenegger's training partner. He had him super defined. It looked really cool. You know, I think looking at different body types is probably a great idea. Just because, you know, everyone's body is pretty different, and you can take a lot of inspiration from, you know, different people's physiques and stuff like that. You can always look at Ronnie Coleman, who's insane in his heyday. Okay. And then this guy is going to have an extra abdominal. I don't know why, but, you know, we just made room for it for some reason. Don't put extra abdominals on your characters. Or do it. I don't know. I think they might have done it in Metal Gear Solid. That one, like, metal guy, I think he had one too many abs. His hand looks ridiculous. I don't know what to do about it. Maybe let's make it some type of mutant hand, because it just looks too weird. We'll do the... Did any of you guys ever watch that Resident Evil? Maybe he's a Resident Evil dude with a deformed arm. So maybe we could turn these into claws. That way it looks cool, because right now it just looks weird. So it's going to be like a Marvel superhero slash Resident Evil. All right, and there's another claw. Okay, now let's work a little bit more on this face that I haven't touched at all. So the face is kind of the most important thing, and I kind of feel like I didn't spend enough time with it. And honestly, I don't know if it's going to be very successful or not, but here I am putting the eyebrows on. Let's see, and then maybe let's get some shading in here underneath here and more shading. This section of the eye gets pretty deep, so we can probably push a little bit to try and get more value there. And then here's his oversized chin. Maybe let's give him a little bit of a bigger mouth or something like that, just so he looks cool and manly. And then you always got to have the jaw, you know, that cool jaw. And then there's some people that have those crazy, like, what should we call it, jaw muscles that kind of come back, like they took a little bit too many steroids. Or they didn't take steroids and they're just born back in the day and there wasn't too many like plastics and stuff in the ocean. So everybody had much higher testosterone levels. All the dudes look way beefier. Maybe he needs, all right, and cool. So then maybe he's wearing some boxer briefs. Boxer briefs. I'm not gonna write Hanes on it because I don't think I can. Maybe YouTube would take it down if I put Hanes on it. I wonder how much trouble this video is gonna get me in. Okay, and then here, I'm gonna go back to this because this is really bothering the crap out of me. I should have just left him bald. All right, and then, so when you're doing this stuff, you're supposed to be finding form. Specifically how you're gonna find it, I'm not so sure. So this portion here is obviously gonna kind of be in the front. So maybe I'll just try to push out that corner by shading the sides here. Okay, now I'm trying to get a little bit of detail on the ear. Let's push this. Oh yeah, sorry. And then also, so underneath the nose, definitely like try to make that nice and dark. And then here's the bottom lip. You know, it might, because this is the side of the face, you might be able to push the bottom lip out a little bit. Oh crap, my wife is calling me. Okay guys, I think this might be the end of my demo for the day. Now I gotta go straight to editing. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, like and subscribe if you can. Anyways, have a great day. Later, dudes. Hey, and if you guys want to find more fun stuff to do in LA, check out the link below. and that's my daughter's YouTube page. I manage that as well as my YouTube page. If you're interested, check it out. Laters.